All right, boys. Welcome to the latest episode of The Altar, where we are getting high today. We got Yimra, we got Ben, we got me. I have to have COVID. I took a test. I got negative, and like it was funny. Me and my wife got we got the test results back within like minutes, right? And I checked mine first, and I was like, "Oh, I'm negative, I'm based." I'm like, "You're fine." And she's like, "I'm positive." I'm like, "Oh, interesting." I'm like, "I probably didn't."
Not base, blue pill.
Well, here, let me hit this thing real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do one chill. So she had she was like, "Well, how did you do?" And she's like, "How did you do it?" Because they make you self do it, right? You just drive up to Walgreens, they give you the thing, you stick it up your nose each side, and swirl it around 5 times or whatever, and call it a day. So I guess I didn't put it up my nussy enough, and nussy, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
nussy. So yeah, so the house is COVID. I'm sure everyone has got it because I'm like, there's no way I didn't have it because I was like making out with my wife all week while we're sick. Like I wasn't feeling good. Like Monday we were gonna do Monday, but I wasn't feeling good. So we did postpone it to now, and I'm glad that I know I probably have COVID, so we can use the latest information in the news is that weed kills COVID. Kills COVID cells.
Also, supposedly drinking piss may also help. Given one guy who's super anti COVID vax also said that piss drinking will stop COVID. I don't care if it's true. It just gives piss fetishist a validity.
So I take it since
title.
Matt is testing the weed medicine, Yimra, you're going to test the piss drinking.
Oh no, that's such a shame. That's so.
Oh no.
Oh, that's so. Damn it! Why me?
So yeah.
Also, viewers and listeners, we're gonna have a special pay-per-view segment of our podcast called Yimra's Drinks Piss.
It's going to be on OnlyFans. I'm gonna make an account.
Oh, that's awesome.
For $5, you can have a picture of my 6-pack when I take crystal meth, and I am just so cut up and dehydrated. I look like a Hollywood star. And then for $25, you get to watch me drink a mason jar full of urine. Actually, instead, we're going to do that for free right now.
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Ooh, oh yeah.
I like what you're doing there.
So,
yeah.
Anyways, so we'll let that hit. We'll see. How long does weed vape shit take to hit?
Pretty quick, actually.
You should be feeling that within the next couple of minutes if you're not already.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
that's a pretty quick one.
Matt, just looking at your eyes, I think you are starting to feel it already.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good. I like that. I think I might be. But well, it's an indica, whatever that means.
Oh, so you're going to sleep. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. What's the difference, weed aficionado?
Okay, so sativa is more of a head high. So it's more like you'll feel stimulated. You'll be a little bit more like if you're a creative person, like if you're a writer or whatever. Yeah. So like it's good for like just getting like a head high. Indica is a body high. So that's like when you feel like couch locked, sleepy. Like that's it.
Oh, he's so professional with
cool.
it. It's so boring.
Perfect.
So
I like.
Congrats.
Sorry, we can't all just
all right, Seth Rogen.
From some.
Yeah.
Oh, Seth Rogen. Okay.
So
dude,
I gotta dunk on you for the episode when I was driving back because I didn't listen to it until after I uploaded it. And my God, Benjamin, you guys should never do a podcast if you don't account for like the worst case scenario.
Yeah, we were just sitting there like, this is usually where we have a subject that kind of like, it's the like once we have a subject, we're good for like 30 minutes and the rest can be bullshit. It's fine.
Yeah, no, so I was drowning. Like when I lost Yimmer, I'm just like, I'm just sitting here talking to myself.
It was funny. I'm like, I uploaded it. Like the second half was just you going, Yeah, so let's look at Tumblr. I'm like, at least
I
for
don't know
that.
what the fuck to do.
Man, you should have took
So
improv
good.
in high school. You fucking
Yeah, I was.
bitch.
So
Well,
about
no,
airline
no, and what I
food.
was laughing about, what was funniest to me is because in the beginning, like, oh, like, what do you like? Ben had asked you, like, you Imra, like, are you dialed in and shit? Like, not really. So you guys are like, yeah, whatever. We'll just talk about whatever, like, bullshit. But if Ben was dialed in, which he should have been for the show, just to have a little bit of something, that second half could have been good. Could have been just fucking a little bit of this, right on out. But no, Ben was like, I'm
You shoulda
sweating.
just.
Gotta carry, dude. Gotta carry. Yeah. Oh
My
shit.
God, I
It's
gotta
hitting.
carry it.
It's okay. It's hitting. I'm starting
Oh
to
yeah,
feel.
there you go.
Feel a
All
little.
right,
I think my
all
eye
right.
just twitched on cam. So that was fucking.
Oh yeah.
So that's good. So, anyways, I had a couple things to talk about. Obviously, everyone should know that there's a study that found that cannabis compounds prevent infection by COVID-19 virus. And that's where we're. It prevents. Also, I'm too late. I should have been fucking smoking.
This will prevent you for the next time.
Okay.
Because obviously
Exactly.
antibodies don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Everything's made up. So, you know what? I never read this. I just read the headline. It was just like, that's enough for me. Normally, it's not.
That's all you need. Like,
Just as almost every single person does, just reads the headline, just calls it a day.
mm-hmm.
That's why I usually, I usually read the headlines because I know like it's most likely the opposite every time when it's politically charged. It's like always the opposite or whatever the headline is. And man, yeah, it's coming in here because I'm just
Yeah,
like
the
I'm
watch
just
it where
I'm
you just
slapping
start-
my
you
like
just go
tongue like.
comment-
Yeah,
Oh, I get clown
Slap
mouth
it.
all the time. It's the worst.
yeah, I'm drinking beer, so it's not
You
helping
gotta-
shit.
Oh, that's great.
That's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. My wife tried to tell me that. What was this? When New Year's Eve is when we first hit this. I had my brother-in-law. He got this for me. What I was smoking here, this indica, weed shit. So he wanted to smoke on New Year's Eve. So we went out and I did that, and I was already like, I think I was like 8 beers and 2 shots in. Or was it New Year's Eve? I don't remember what day. I'm pretty sure it was New Year's Eve or something. Whatever. But I'm like already 8 fucking deep. But then I knew I'm like, okay, it's time to stop then. I don't want to keep drinking more and hit this, or I'm gonna be fucking done. So I went out, hit it 2, chilled for a little bit. Like I had like a slice of Lou Malnati's deep dish pizza, best pizza, fuck New York, fuck anywhere else.
Oh
Yeah, eat shit. So
I'm as
What does
fighting
guy think he
words.
fucking is?
yeah,
What the fuck
I'm
is
doing
this
a episode
You know,
can
Uncle Gabagool.
episode canceled. So, but
By
like,
the Italians.
I had not.
Jihad upon Matt. Jihad upon Matt.
Yeah, yeah, good. Come find me. So I had.
Okay.
I fucking slept for I slept for like maybe 4 hours after that. Because we're up doing shit, and then we went to sleep. But I'm like, I woke up, I felt so refreshed, even though it was like 4 hours and shit. And my wife was like, well, she just told me like tonight because she didn't tell me about anything. She's like, oh yeah, you just get relaxed and shit, which I am very much right now, and I'm gonna be going to sleep. So she was like, yeah, I couldn't wake you up to take care of the kids and stuff like that. I was like.
Damn it.
I'm like, it's probably because, and that's why she said tonight, like, don't go like too crazy with this shit on like the podcast or whatever, because I'll need you up most likely because everyone's got COVID in the house, and I'm here doing a podcast, smoking weed and drinking beer because who gives a fuck, right? Nothing's
gives a
real,
fuck,
everything's
boy?
fake.
Nothing
So
matters.
she's worried.
I'm the
that-
protagonist.
so she's like worried that I might not wake up. I'm like, I'm gonna be fine. It's 2 beers and one or 2 hits. That's it. We're good. But I'm like that night I had 8 beers, 2 shots of Fireball, and then that. So I'm like, that's why. She's like, oh, it doesn't affect it either way. I'm like, what are you talking about? She was like for me, she's like, for me all the times I never smoke. She was like, I would like if I smoked or smoked and drank vodka, it was like the same thing. I'm like, yeah, but you're Polish. The vodka doesn't affect you normally anyway. Like, what are you trying to do to
It's
me?
like water.
It is,
Right?
dude. So listen, the funny story. When I was dating my wife, we went out to a friend's house, and this was like the beginning of us dating, right? So like I hadn't like really drank, like I rarely drank with her at the time. But she was a lightweight. Dude, it was like 2 Smirnoff twists or whatever. My wife was done. Like it's game fucking
Same.
over. So wait, you're saying you're like Ben's like 2 twists? Oh yeah, that's right.
Maybe three, maybe three. But
Not a
yeah,
lot.
I'm a total fucking lightweight.
So we go to a friend's barbecue in Pennsylvania, and I'm like, I'll just get what do you want? Like, what do you want when we get there? Like, we went to the liquor store there. It was like a 6 pack. I'm like, you want a 6 pack of Twist? She's like, oh no, just give me vodka. I'm like, you want a big bottle of vodka? I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. That's gonna bring me taking that home and shit. So we're drinking, and I'm fucking crazy. I don't know how deep I was, but I was like fucking feeling it. And then I asked my wife, I'm like, hey, like, you want to go make you another drink? So it was late. I'm like, I don't see you have anything. She's like, oh, it's all gone. I'm like, did you share it? She's like, no, I drank the whole bottle myself. But she's talking to me fine, like nothing. And I'm like, what? So I go storm to my friend's house. Look, the bottle is indeed empty. And I asked a couple people, I'm like, did anyone else drink this vodka? Like, no, it's just your girlfriend. I was like, what? So I go back out.
She's just a girl boss. Okay,
And
got it.
Wow.
I was like,
Impressive.
I'm like, I go out there. I was like, how the fuck did you drink that whole it was 750, right? Like, how'd you? She's like, well, it's. I'm like, she's like, I think it's because of Polish just doesn't affect me. I'm like, then why did we even buy it? why did I just buy water?
That's
Holy
very
shit.
impressive.
Yeah, dude. That's why I had to marry her after that. It was like crazy good.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, she can drink vodka like it's water?
Yeah, no shit.
Those birthing hips are going to get good use.
Whoa.
I'm getting good here. It's gonna be a short episode
Listen,
today.
this is the episode where someone's going to be feral, and it's probably going to be me. So I don't know what you want. I don't know what you
You're
expect.
always feral.
Yeah,
Like,
when's
we love
uh,
you,
now,
but you're
I
always
mean,
feral.
when's your shit
Yeah.
hitting? When's your shit hitting, Yimro?
I feel like you got a good Google answer on that, quite frankly. Very quickly.
It should be
is the
quick. I mean, it
answer.
goes right in the bloodstream.
Allegedly, of course.
Yimmer, what did you imbibe?
Sweetener.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's just a bunch of sugar right now.
dehydrated milk.
Just powdered milk. I want to get my
Delicious.
calcium the newest, most intense way possible.
Jenny got all fucked up. I was just checking.
hell yeah, Jenny.
Oh no, because she got all fucked up because she thought it was Sunday or Monday. I mean,
Oh,
because she saw the link pop up on her feed and she's like, "Oh, what's this? Like, what the hell's going on here?" Oh yeah, so that was the thing. So I don't know if you said it on air, but Monday was like I was feeling sick. So that's why anyone that's questioning why on a Friday we're doing this, it's because we originally were going to postpone it to Monday because I wasn't going to be able to make it on Monday. And then Yimmer's like, we have to all be together, and of course, it didn't make
We have
sense.
to be in this together.
It didn't make sense at
We
the
do.
time because I didn't upload the last episode, but I realized after the train wreck, I'm like, yeah, like we need to be together for this one. Ben's like, I'm gonna fucking come
To
over
be fair,
there.
with this subject matter, I could have got a lot of work with drug-related ways to prevent COVID, which, by all legal means, I am not suggesting that you should do any of these things to prevent COVID.
Yeah.
That being
Yeah.
said, they've worked for me personally, which doesn't mean it'll work for you, but it works for me because I'm better than you. Also, that
Yeah.
because literally everyone in my house has had COVID. Not me, baby. I've been out of the country, no vax, still went through all their protocols, took the little tests. I'm all Gucci.
They didn't do it right.
So,
It was false negative.
yeah, no, I actually
they
I really need to get the antibodies test because I definitely should have them at this point, given that literally everyone in my house
You know, what'd be
and a lot of
funny
my friends have
is if
COVID.
they like
I've had
let's
COVID.
just enter this parallel universe where you were at like patient 0 and you didn't know, like you're like ground zero for the whole COVID-19. Holy shit!
Here's the thing. So when a couple months before COVID was in the well known, I think I was working in the parts department at a dealership.
So you're
and I had to
handling
go-
parts all day.
Oh yeah, I was using my parts and their parts, but I was working in the parts department, and I think it was around November, and I was going into the city sometimes in a van or in a car just to drop some parts off to some places in the city, and I'd come back. I'd go back and forth, and I'd always be going to Queens, Brooklyn, these fucking shitty dealerships in the city, Yonkers, New Rochelle on occasion, just terrible places. And at some point in November, I just was weirdly sick, but COVID's a dry cough, and I was just coughing up mucus for like a month. Like right before COVID was a thing.
Some man kiss.
So then like a couple months later, everyone's like, oh yeah, there's like this disease in China, this and that. And, you know, down the line, a lot of people were like, oh, well, eventually, like, you probably didn't know it was in certain areas beforehand, which New York City would obviously be one of those places. It probably was pretty early on. Because,
Probably, because
New York City.
you're fucking patient zero, that's why.
Yeah, no, because actually,
Exactly.
like, so basically, something happened in Wuhan. That guy flew over here, and then
You don't remember you had Chinese around that same time, like that one night.
No, I haven't.
When you had Chinese.
See, here's the thing: Buicks are very well loved in China. Some Chinese guy was over here and is buying himself a Buick, but he needed a new part for his fucking piece of shit Buick. And I have some GM parts. I drop it off to him. He gives me COVID. He gives me the first variant of COVID. I'm patient zero.
Are you ready?
He doesn't have it because he's immune to it naturally.
Here's the new COVID-19 origin story. Is that you met up with a hot young Chinese twink, and you went and got some weird food because you wanted to bang him.
I'm even like
maybe you went to a wet market in Chinatown of New York.
Oh, wet market! I gave
the market.
How you doing, baby? How you doing?
So you guys ate it, and then you guys got intimate, and then you chopped the shit out of them, and then that's what created the coronavirus. But this twink was going back the next day to his job as a laboratory person at the Wuhan virology lab, right? So
laboratory person, you mean laboratory experiment?
Since
like he was a volunteer?
Yeah. So you and him, because you don't protect yourselves, spread it at two locations. So
okay, so it's like AIDS, but way funnier and way cooler because I'm not ruining someone's sexual life.
And
it's much cooler
because it's Dr. Fauci's fault.
Yeah, for either both of them. Yeah. But no, why it's cooler is because you get rid of one, not the other. You know what I mean? Oh,
yeah,
man, some good stuff. Jeez, that is good. I'm gonna start doing it more often.
Yeah.
Put my
only one nostril's working though.
What?
There's a shame on my end. But you know when you're breathing in, you don't have one nostril's kind of off.
It's so funny. Anyone that would want to question what Yimmer was doing would literally just have to watch. Because
to be fair, half of my bit on Tumblr, because my bit changes clearly as you guys know through time. Like I had the twink harem, the drinking and driving thing, and of course just smoking crack.
The twink harem's not a lie. Don't even
pretend. That I find at the moment funny. So, I mean, you know, maybe I'm crushing up some birth control pills. I want to feel like a woman, but like just for a little bit. You know, I want to feel like I want to get pregnant, but like just for a minute or two. You know what I'm saying?
If you were lying to us about that right now, I would give you an award for like, because you're doing motions too, unrelated. It's like if it's a joke, it's very good, and you happen to have the same movements of the guy that could do that. So I don't know how you would do that.
You know, considering I'm a fucking actor.
It would be funny if you were like. Just imagine
what if I was just like this all the time? I've never done any type of drugs or alcohol. Like every time I have a beer, it's just like soda in a glass bottle.
I watched a lot of movies. I watched a lot of like mafia movies.
Listen, I watched Al Pacino in Scarface, and I was like, I gotta act like this guy.
I got this fucking guy. So
this episode is going to be extended just with me alone, just flexing and screaming in the camera.
I'm doing Al Pacino impressions.
Yeah, it's gonna be this episode, instead of it being like 45 minutes, it's gonna be an hour and a half, and the last 45 minutes I'm just gonna be passed out on the couch behind me.
Yeah, me and Ben are gonna marathon this. You're gonna be on the couch like half asleep, and then your wife's gonna come in and just fucking slap you away. It's like, go take care of your fucking kids. Right. And we laugh at you, and then I start doing push-ups, but you can't see me doing the push-ups, but you just hear a lot of exerting.
I'm gonna get so big,
like, lost doing something else.
And then I have to then talk my head off, which isn't too difficult right now for obvious reasons.
I was saying about tax time. I don't know why. Weed's getting to me.
Imagine taking a downer. Oh, yeah, right. Fucking cuck.
No, it's looking.
Right.
I was looking at this weed. No, because I was looking. Like, I have this fucking weed article up still, right? I'm like, I'm not gonna read all this shit. Like, we already know that.
We haven't even started reading that. Have
No,
we?
no, I.
We haven't talked about
Oh,
anything.
oh no, no, I didn't. This was like.
Oh, we did kind of talk about it. We did kind of.
I didn't want to talk about the article because we said because
Oh.
I'm like because I didn't read the article. That was the
Oh,
headline.
right. We
thing,
just
right?
read the
Right.
headline and we
that's
were
fine.
like, all right.
No,
we
but
can
that was
use
it.
COVID, and
We talked
planned an
about we
episode around
we
it.
talked about that, so we're fine
Okay.
there.
Basically, we're telling you to do your own research. So there's a few things in the news. I'll sum it up the best way possible. Because I can do it. I can do it right now. Believe me, fellas. So, in the news,
Mhm.
recently, there's been a few articles about, like, people trying to do other things to prevent COVID. And supposedly, cannabis, smoking THC, helps prevent COVID. How it does it, I don't know. I don't care. Most people who smoke weed anyways don't really care about COVID anyways because their lungs are coated in so much shit. They say the same thing about Coke. And also, there's a guy who's anti-vax who said that drinking urine also prevents COVID. I think that one is probably the most realistic one, and that's why I think everybody should start drinking their own piss.
Okay, it's natural. Oh, we got we got Riley in the chat. Ain't a real podcast without screaming or someone passing out, which would be we on. I'll scream. I'll scream. I'll scream sometimes. I will scream sometimes.
Someone's in a different state. How you doing?
Oh, there was some article I read earlier was fucking hysterical to me because my wife brought up she was asking about she's like, oh yeah, it's more, this one's like, it's like it's not more deadly or whatever, right? I'm like, no, I'm like it's just more transmissible, right? It's less deadly, more transmissible. That's how it goes and shit.
More transitioning.
Yeah, and transition. Hey, good for coronavirus.
The coronavirus. Listen, they want to be a dude.
Do what you want to do.
Listen, they can play Call of Duty with me, play a little search and destroy,
Yeah, like-
call the other team a bunch of queers. Like a real man.
I was just thinking about the picture of the coronavirus thing, and if it was transitioning to a woman, I'm like, you know how many like operations it would need? Whew. Almost as much as a regular trans person. I'm just kidding.
It's just getting mean now. Damn, bro.
Dude, I saw some terrible fucking meme the other day where it was like, okay, let me explain to you like what straight, gay, bi, and transgender means and shit, right? And it was like, there's a picture of like a guy and girl with different arrows drawn to it on different panels. The first panel's like, oh, the guy likes a girl and vice versa, whatever, straight. If they like
Very
either or,
interesting.
it's
Definitely
bi.
listening.
And then trans, it was jumping for trans. It was people hanging from trees.
Oh God.
It said stop being a bigot. I was like, fuck. I'll send it to you guys later because I know I got it around.
Fantastic.
But anyways, so I was talking to her about this. I'm like, it's fucking like that's why like I don't know if it would even been much worse if it was like regular like the A1 coronavirus. I'm like, this shit's weak as fuck. I'm like, it's not like the most fun fucking whatever I've felt and what she's felt. She's
Listen,
like,
being
but
sick
I've had
sucks
her-
no matter what it is. Let's be frank.
Yeah.
Come on.
and
Okay, if you were like,
obviously I make my sicknesses
yeah,
work
go.
by drinking. I was kidding. I just had to finish up with that before you went on a rant of Twin Carum coronavirus quarantine protocols. Or
no,
whatever.
my favorite thing is like people who are like, I guess on our side where we're not super like I'm not getting vaccinated anytime soon. I mean, I'll take the Russian one. I don't give a shit. I'm
Dude,
not taking any of the
dude,
one.
come over and get the fucking natural vax, bro. I got it for at least another 2 days. I'll come
Like I
spit.
said, everyone,
I'll spit in your
a
mouth.
lot of my friends and family have gotten it.
Have your friends and family been
all-
kissing you like I would kiss you? That's what you gotta think about.
I brought up the New Year's party thing like 8 times as is, because New Year's, not the most recent New Year's, the one before that, almost everybody there got coronies, and I shared jewels. I kissed the boys,
So Jules.
like,
With tongue.
bro, I was licking the back of his fucking uvula.
Ooh.
I don't
Did he
fuck
puke in your
around.
mouth a little bit?
I hope so.
I wish.
I hope to God he
Ugh.
did.
Oh, I fucking
Like
wish,
feeding a baby bird. Ugh.
bro.
Oh, sick. We have some tacos after this. Shit.
Woo.
Goddamn. But that's it. So it's I'm just going to like do this quick bullshit because we're having fun. We're having fun.
We're having a great
So
time.
yeah. Oh, what the
A
fuck?
grand
Yeah,
old time.
yeah. Pfizer was talking about a couple days ago that they're gonna have a vaccine targeted for Omicron real soon. I don't think like March or
Mm.
May or something. They were saying I'm like, yeah, okay, well, good luck, because by the time that would be ready, it's gonna be done, dude. Like with all the case surges,
It's gonna be the Sierra variant.
I don't think it's gonna no one's gonna care by the time they're ready for to go, dude. Because I think that everything's about to drop. I literally think everything's about to drop
Yeah.
because I think this administration is finally like been like, okay, we just have to fake it now or something. Maybe the Biden administration with all the free tests or whatever, they're like, make sure that shit is tainted, that where it'll be a positive. Because most people who are going to take it are probably sick anyway. I would hope, unless it was for like a job
Some
thing.
kind of sick, or
But-
they are
But just say it's
placeboing, or,
positive.
Like, kind of like
Just say it's positive, and then set up tests that are just negative all the time. Like once we've hit a peak, it's negative. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we got through with this. Yeah, the Biden administration did this. That's what this them mailing you fucking home tests is a part of that. You know it. You know that the fucking like all these fucking tests will just be tainted as shit. But anyways, that's me. That's what's going on over here. Oh, then the final thing with Gary, shout out, like
shout out to my
Shout out.
is I think he's pissed. Yeah, buddy Gary, who was on the show. Everyone knows this.
Everybody knows Gary. If you don't
Gary's
know
on here.
Gary, go fuck
If you don't know
yourself.
Gary,
Yeah, go back to we had a
watch every single episode until it comes up.
yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Get educated.
Yeah, get
Stay in your lane.
Learn
But because he was
working
because he was working during like throughout all this shit, and then right before Thanksgiving he got fired because he wouldn't get a vaccination, right? So now it's like you've got hospitals cut beds as nurses calling sick with COVID-19, and I think Gary, I think Gary was saying his fucking hospital that he worked at, I should say, that they're like letting the nurses who are vaccinated that are sick with COVID come back if they don't have symptoms. I'm like, are you serious right now? So now people without symptoms or asymptomatic or whatever doesn't fucking matter.
working with other people who are sick, and then
Yeah.
could be, especially if they're enough to be in a hospital, would be immune, like at an immunity risk. Like their immune system is just at such a deteriorated state. It's like going to an old folks home with a cold. Like, you don't do that. You even like have a funny cough. Like, you don't go to an old folks home. It's the same thing with somebody in like a hospital bed because they're too sick. Like,
I go to an old folks home with a cough.
listen, I drunk drive in school zones. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
I put on a black cloak and I carry a scythe around and I just stand in doorways and go.
I drive drunk
I
through
just
school
cough
zones in a
men's
Tesla,
mouths
so
for
you know.
sexual satisfaction.
Ooh, wait,
What?
What?
Shut
What?
up.
Kiss me, please.
Yeah, I can do that, bro. Come on.
Not
bro.
Oh, Ben, don't pretend like you wouldn't let me just fucking throat goat glizzy goblin down there, bro.
Oh, speaking of Ghibli
How's that
Glotwood,
transition anything?
No.
Please tell
Christ.
me.
no, because your shit made
Speaking
no
of
sense.
which-
Okay, so we know what's the fucking band? It's the South African band with that tall, skinny crackhead dude and the blonde.
Wasn't those the people who were like super fucking racist and like wanted to kill black people or some crazy shit?
Maybe no, I don't know. It's they're like
I know
I freak you,
They were in
and I like
Chappie.
you.
They're in Chappie.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that was the band that kind of like was saying some really like not like racist funny shit. You know what I mean? Not like this is a joke.
Antwood.
Tasteless. Like,
Yeah,
like South
Diane.
African racist, so
Yeah.
like really bad.
Yeah,
like,
Diane
really,
Diane
really
Wood,
bad.
right? Diane Wood was. Yeah. Okay. So no, because when you were doing your whatever little rap thing or shit, I'm like, I thought of that band, like and shit, and then I thought about the rant from the G4 chick, because can you get what I'm talking about now? Did you watch that? Did you watch that fucking rant of the girl talking about? She was like, "There's going to be comments," and I'm like, "Who the fuck brings back G4 in 2022? One, what are you doing?
Hmm.
Two,
Matt does.
who, me? No,
Mhm.
brings back. I didn't bring back G4. I didn't fucking. I don't
You're
host the site.
secretly behind it.
Do you think I got? You think I got that? Do you think I got that Jew money, dude? What are you doing? What are you doing over there?
Yes.
Just kidding. What was I even talking about? I don't remember. No, anyways,
You're talking about G4.
yeah, G4. No, but that rant was hilarious. For anyone who doesn't know, she basically like there was like the first show, whatever, they're back or something. I don't know. But she starts going off about how she's like, I grew up loving the show, and I'm so glad that like I could be like back, like I could be a part of it. She's like, but there's gonna be people even in these comments that say I'm not as bangable as the previous hosts. I'm like, yeah, well that's the internet. That's like the internet. It would be you could be on literally anything. You could, and they would say
if
that.
you read enough comments, you're gonna find like some bad shit. I mean, to be fair, sometimes it's really like what's it AOC? Like people being weird about AOC is the most.
I
annoying
saw
shit.
a deep fake of
I
AOC
don't
blowing
wanna-
someone and saying not to come in my mouth. And I'm like, people
oh,
send
this
me
is
wild shit.
fucked.
It
Anyone
was.
who makes that shit should probably kill themselves.
They should
honestly,
probably. They should probably because
Actually,
like,
no, definitely. If someone who makes that shit, literally, I hope you can purchase a firearm to then load with ammunition, rack the slide back, making sure the bullet's in there, and then pulling the trigger until it goes click, or that your brain has been blown out the back of your head.
You
Because-
forgot to tell them to actually point it at themselves. They're just going to shoot it off in whatever direction.
To be
it's in
fair,
after
the
rack
kind of
it.
person that makes a
Suicide by
deep fake of
cop.
somebody. So like, to be fair, that is an important detail. So actually, I shouldn't really give details on the best way to kill yourself with a firearm, even for this bit, because I don't think that's a good idea.
This show does not endorse suicide by firearm. Please follow
No,
us.
this show does not
If you're
endorse
feeling
suicide by
sad, reach out.
firearm. But that being said, I personally, myself, I believe if you make deep fakes, post your address. I'm getting Molotov cocktails and I'm coming to your house with petroleum jelly and pig fat. I'm burning to the fucking ground.
good for you.
And when you run
Petroleum
outside,
jelly
I'm
and
stabbing
pig
you.
fat?
I'm just trying to make as much napalm juices as possible.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Ooh, juices.
Of course, no, I
hello.
would not actually do this. Da, 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 da.
I would actually. This joke actually doesn't work. Won't work anymore when we do it anyway. I would do a deep fake of Yimra
Okay.
on like someone
consenting to
in
this one, though.
a Yimra on someone in a room with better audio. Like that would be the joke, but I'm like, you actually
Whoa.
sound better because of the mic, so I can't use that anymore. Can't
Oh, by
default.
the way, for Christmas, I actually got some better microphone gear. I got
I haven't set it up yet because I kind of want to like get a whole room set up for it.
Oh, based.
Where I have I got a stand for it. It's a microphone for like voice acting stuff, so I can get back into that a little bit more. Because I don't have the connection to have like the private room I used to have to use. It's got like a sound buffer and like that fucking
Did
feeling you
we
guys have
did we
with-
jumpstart you getting back into that?
Yes, because I kind of realized one, it'd be kind of good to make that money again because it's good side money. Because honestly, just even doing random shit for like $20 just to say like, I'm not gonna do an example right now too soon.
Yeah, because we're not paying you. It makes sense.
You're not paying me. This shit's for free right now.
Ben took too
But
many
yeah,
hits
no,
with his
that-
indica. Ben, what are you ordering? What are you having for dinner, bud?
I have not decided.
Fucking cocksucker. I see Ben like he's on his phone and he's shaking his head, and I'm like,
He's
what
just
the
looking
fuck?
at all this food. It's like, damn, this is gonna be so good when I decide.
Yeah, I'm like, what's he doing right now? Like, he's putting his not Domino's order. Terrible.
No.
But no, dude,
I
that's
was thinking.
what do you get?
But,
I was
real quick,
yeah.
this is very
Finish.
important
Yeah,
discussion.
finish.
This is important. As far as fast food pizza goes, I think Domino's is at the top. I think that's a fair statement. Because what you're saying, Pizza Hut?
I think McDonald's is better.
No. Fast food pizza. If it's a pizza place that is fast food.
Papa John's.
Well, technically, if a McDonald's serves you pizza, it's a pizza place.
No, okay, but they
McDonald's
don't
serves pizza.
make good pizza. So I'm saying the number one best pizza place.
No,
that's like a fast
I'm
food
saying
chain,
McDonald's is better.
But doesn't sell pizza.
Yes.
Where does it sell pizza?
Like 3 hours for me, but they sell it.
Okay, I
really-
don't believe you. You're
What do they
gaslighting
call it,
me.
a
You're
McPizza?
gaslighting me.
Oh,
Don't
dude.
gaslight me.
Ooh.
Can I get a mixed slice?
Yeah.
Can I get a McGangbang?
I think because I think it's in Ohio actually, because it was like it's on
Okay,
it's on the
doesn't
route.
count. Fuck Ohio. That flat,
It's
plain
of course
piece
it's
of
in
shit.
Ohio.
Fucking
No,
potatoes
no.
everywhere. Fuck that place.
Apparently, like McDonald's at some point, I don't know if it was like the 80s or 90s or something. They actually would sell pizzas, but they realized it was like after time, like they can't. There's no feasible way to just make pizzas like when they have all this other shit or something along those lines. So all of them like stopped except for like two. So there's two McDonald's in the entire United States that will serve you pizza, and one of them
Mm.
is about I think it was like
You ever
45.
had it?
No, man, I wish I
Then,
wish I
then
tried it.
don't even bring it up, bro. That doesn't count.
Because
Even your like 2 place exception.
no, I'm just being a fucking loser. Like I mean,
Bro, like yeah, like they also have like a lobster fucking sandwich you can get in like New England or something. Fuck off.
yeah. There's
Little
one.
bitch made punk ass.
The
fucking...
McLobster roll, I've actually seen that. And if you stop in a McDonald's on the Massachusetts Pike, you can get a lobster roll, which I have.
Oh,
It's
nice.
kind of like I want to try it, but I think I would literally end up like it'd be the best detox. I'd be shitting my brains for like a week.
I have this image of like just like on the toilet at 3 a.m. just praying to God.
But
Like-
but here's the thing. You'll feel so clean.
You no,
You'll
you
be
won't.
You'll be so cleaned out. Your whole body will be empty.
Oh my God. Yeah, because you're gonna shit out an organ or two.
Oh, wait a minute. Where the one of the locations is in Spencer, West Virginia, and I think that's where. Is that where? No, I think I thought. You know what's funny? I guess there's only two places that serve McDonald's pizza.
Oh, you're still going with this.
Oh, okay. Dude, you know what? I kind of want McDonald's pizza now.
You know what? I want a McGangbang, but you know what? I'm here not getting a McGangbang.
No,
Just go get him at gangbang. It's super easy.
No fucking way.
What?
I get no, because I'm trying to like look at this because apparently that a few years ago remained there was two McDonald's that were forced to stop selling pizzas or something.
They were
They're
forced.
They were forced to stop
like-
selling pizza.
Wait, like the McDonald's.
Did they
make
send
it
the
for them?
Mick troops in to like make them do it at Mick gunpoint? Like, how did this happen?
Well, saying
Yeah.
make gunpoint, you're starting to get kind of. Like
No, I
better
think it was
social
through a
behavior, bro.
franchise thing. Like if like you, they probably threatened that like if you don't stop,
But
whatever.
here's
So
the
I
thing,
missed
it's
out.
like if it's McDonald's, like they give you all the resources to like they give you the buns, the meat, the blah blahs. Like, so were they just making the pizzas on their own and like buying it third party?
I mean, maybe.
I guess at this point they were. I'm saying in the past probably not when they had that thing, but. I mean, if you watch The Founder, which is actually a great movie, it's about like how McDonald's was a fucking like stolen thing from like
Dude,
these like
there's a
brothers and shit.
there's
Watch that, by the way.
dude. There's a fucking McDonald's in Orlando, Florida, apparently, that serves like pasta and Belgian waffles and shit in addition to pizza.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
God.
I actually, so apparently I live about 20 minutes away from the first ever KFC. First Kentucky Fried Chicken, folks, if you can believe it, was actually in Salt Lake City, Utah. Which is weird.
Huh. That is weird. Let's see what we got going on. So we got Riley in the chat saying like, do you boys believe in the Mick hot dog? The hot dog on the menu, some sources say it exists. Probably in Florida.
Here's the thing: Burger King had a hot dog for a while.
Sick.
Hot dog
Burger
king.
King at one point, for a little bit, it didn't work out very well.
Really?
Where they had the hot
I
dogs.
can't imagine why.
I had them because I was like,
You
fuck
had
it.
them?
Like, I had them. I was like, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm not. I mean, look at me. I mean, if someone's gonna put weight on me, it's not gonna be that. And I had it. And I remember like, wow, this is the most serviceable hot dog I've ever had. Like, it's not. It wasn't great.
That was like how many,
And
how many
I felt
times you say
bad
that?
having it
Who refers to a hot dog as serviceable?
because
Why are
on
you
a scale-
servicing a hot dog?
No. Like, what I'm saying is, I know the joke you're doing here with the Glizzy Goblin bit. But what I'm saying is like.
doing this.
Because here's
You're
the thing,
doing
like you
it.
get like a good like proper like hot dog from the supermarket, like well I don't know what the brands are or whatever the fuck, where they put like little bits of onion or whatever in the meat. But then you have like I don't know, Nathan's. Have you ever been to like one of the places that like actually is like a restaurant?
I bet you go to Nathan's all the time, bro.
Oh, Nathan's a twink name. He wears a backwards hat and likes to get sucked in fucking the back of his fucking Chrysler 200. He's not man enough to have a 300 like I did.
Yeah.
If you own a Chrysler 200, fuck you. If you own a Dodge Dart, unless you modified it, fuck you.
People own Dodge Dart still. They still run.
I'd almost give more credit to the Dodge Avenger because I actually kind of like the body style on the Dodge Avenger. But it being a four banger from Dodge is like the weirdest thing. Like it's not a Jeep, so you can't really get away with it.
Oh, you can get away
Like
with
take
it.
a saline spray to the nose because
You just gotta know how to get away.
Just gotta know, like, oh, so we went to Target today.
wow, this is a great story. Did you find a penny at the end?
Yeah, I found two. Actually, I found a Sprite at the end of the story by the shopping
Ooh.
carts. That's where we're going to. That's where we're ending. That's so spoiler.
Oh, sorry.
We're,
Spoilers,
We're
spoilers,
gonna do
spoilers.
a memento movement. What if they already know the ending? So we go back. No, like, so our whole thing was because my wife works for the school in our town. It's a smaller town, so everybody fucking knows her, right? Almost anyone who's got kids at least. Which you always run everybody. So we all have COVID, and so she's like, "Oh, should I go out?" I'm like, "No." It's like I could just go out to town here, and I'll go get everything because no one knows me. Like I don't go out and shit or whatever. Like no one really like we're fine. She's like, "No, I kind of go get out." I'm like, "Okay, then we're gonna have to go drive the 30 minutes to the other store that we normally go to." Then so you don't get noticed, so we could walk around. I'm like, "Are you gonna wear your mask?" She's like, "Nah." I'm like, "Okay, cool, good,
Cool.
but we're like we need to be out and about for it." So we went to Target. We did our fucking shopping and shit, and we didn't ring up the pacifiers on the way out because we forgot because we are trying to get the kid like hurry up with the
Oh,
kids.
you're getting your kink gear again, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Daddy likes to get a
Adult
little suck.
diapers, pacifier.
Let's see, front of the show, Cybersmith King.
Oh yeah, he's still in our server, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still in the
Of course
server.
he is.
Yeah.
I always forget about that.
Welcome anytime.
Yeah. Oh no, well,
Sometimes he talks like a normal person in here, and it's very confusing. It's like hanging out with Hitler and having a beer and like just kind of forgetting that he killed like a bunch of people.
What was funny was the Avatar meme he dropped in here that was like copy like not watermarked all like a motherfucker. Like he put his Cybersmith watermark all over it, and yeah, I kind of appreciate the hustle.
Here's the thing: I still will never know if
Oh,
he is.
Riley just asked, "Is Cybersmith
a
real?" Yes, we had Cybersmith.
he is.
There was an episode where we had him on. I mean, to be fair, I don't think I'll ever truly want to know if he's doing a bit and
He's
he's like
not.
the ultimate.
No way.
No, listen. I'm sure he's not. But I want to have in my own head that there's just a chance that he's like the ultimate like performative comedy, like just so ahead of his time. It's like that one comedian that went on stage and ate a bowl of ice cream for like 60 minutes. Like I just hope he's like that. If not, I mean we're living with what we got, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
Guy's a fucking great time.
I love him. Me and him disagree on
That being
things.
said, he
but
does
it's
actually
fine.
have like good conversation pieces. Like he's not like
Mhm.
just a meme. He's still a
Yeah.
human being.
Well, I was
a very strange one.
I was surprised by him the other day because there was some post someone put out where one guy was like someone had to bring up that like the America's a republic, not a democracy, and I'm like, what? So I found my own post where I was like, because I just don't directly do anything anymore. I just like subbed reblog to where I had my post where I was saying like we're a republic, not a democracy. I'm like, a republic is a form of democracy. I said, well, I meant we're not a pure democracy. I'm like, no, you didn't. That was the post. And then Cybersmith responded to it saying like, well, no, it's not quite. It's like republic is not a democracy. And then he did this whole thing, and I just like screen capped the Republic wiki page, a part of it where it says that a republic is of like a public matter and of elected representatives, which is achieved through democracy or a mix of democracy. I'm like, a republic is a form of democracy. And that was like, I thought that'd be the end of it. Then he came back with, he's like, well, that doesn't fit the bill for military dictatorships. And he's like, ever like most places that had a coup or whatever, um, have like officials in office that weren't elected. Like, I'm like this. I don't know what he was going at. I'm like, what the fuck does a military dictatorship have to do with a republic at this point? Because if they're military dictatorships, they're not a republic. If they are a quote unquote republic afterwards that doesn't have any voting at all, then it's not a republic. And they're just using the name. It's just you're just using a name that you don't know the definition of at that point. So, I just stopped responding to it. I don't even know.
My
what the
biggest
fuck
thing
you
is
want
I
from
was
me.
just shocked because like when we actually had the conversation, like he actually was. Because yet again, there's always that meme where like every once in a while it makes a really good point. Like the guy knows his shit. Like
Oh, for sure.
when we had that conversation with him, like every time he talked, I was like, God damn, this guy! It's like a fucking like Oxford student level fucking talking.
Right?
Man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm like I went to college for a little bit. I mean I write scripts sometimes. I like to think I'm actually well read on the occasion, but then I'm just sitting here like I feel like a fucking idiot. Cybersmith is like a fucking doctorate in Seuss over here or some shit. Like fucking
Well,
hell.
A doctor.
he's in. I think he's a programmer. I think that's what his job is.
That
like
would
he,
explain so much.
I mean, like he
Also,
went.
to be
I was
fair,
just-
you have to be pretty smart to do that kind of shit, anyways. In general, because it's just that's a different kind of intelligence, but still,
doing
like,
stuff, yeah. So he's
giving the guy credit.
no,
where
he's
it's due.
he's super smart guy. Like what's I say like a lot of people like they're like a lot of people are very intelligent, especially like in what they are passionate about.
It's also like people have intelligence in different ways. Like that Asimov quote about like his car mechanic who's like not very smart, like analytically, like 80 IQ, but like you show him a car, that man is a fucking doctor. You know.
Yeah, but it's like it's something with like politics to me that where like that's where everyone gets fucking stupid for some reason. I don't know what it is because like well I think it's like just it's probably a chemical imbalance in everyone's fucking brain because I remember believing the same shit pre anarchy or pre libertarian. Well, I mean pre libertarian.
Like even if someone's ideology I don't agree with, there's a difference between just blindly kind of like following a line or a color or a part, whatever you want to use, and
Yeah.
like being able to back up those beliefs and like giving at least valid reasons. Like your worldview on it may be different, and it doesn't mean like you're wrong objectively. I mean, I just someone could say, well, this stuff could work in this way. It's almost all politics or theory because in reality, let's be quite honest, most things haven't been tried. The only thing that's been tried is someone eventually gets power and they get to do what the fuck they want and pretend it's whatever system they say it is. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, that's what happened, and what continues to happen. Because you tell me China's communist, but they're not capitalist, but not socialist. They kind of just mixed everything together for what works for their like major power for who's in charge. Which is always my favorite example. With like, oh, they're a bunch of commies. Like, okay, but I can still start a car company, dog.
Dude, well we've been over this. The best way to piss anybody off is just to tell them like
Something has not been tried before.
true state communism and true state capitalism has been tried, right? And we have examples of that. Like right now we have state capitalism. It's not working out too well, right? And then the what's funny, the state communists, they buckle really quick, but the state capitalist shit, that shit lasts a while. It's deteriorating at a slower speed, but the communists really just fucking put that shit in
Fell off a
overdrive.
cliff.
Like
Because communism, I think the problem with
state communism,
because the
state
main issue,
communism,
you know what I mean. The main issue with a large scale, because yet again, I think small scale communism could easily work. Because then again, it's small enough. I think most things could work on a smaller scale because everyone could kind of like figure it out. Like small scale communism, say like you had a town and everyone kind of agreed and like they talked it all out and everything was shared within reason. They had like certain boundaries or exceptions. Obviously, like your toothbrush, what have yous. That shit, the dumb shit that like no one really should care about in reality because whatever. But like mass scale
Flo's in the chat. What's
communism-
up?
What? Oh,
Flo's up in the chat on the we said weed and she came. I
nice.
said
I think the issue with large scale communism is that like it just like any type of thing that gets large enough and is a big enough scale, someone is going to take advantage of it. It does not matter what system you have. It's just the fact that if you have good intentions, that does not matter because somebody eventually is going to get into power who's going to take advantage of it. You could have people, everyone comes together and says, okay, we're going to make all this stuff, we're going to have everybody equal, but somebody is going to have to control it. There's a party, there's like 6 people who, represent these people, but now the scale's too big. And now you don't really represent those people, and then it's just a whole scaling issue. I think it's just once you get a group too large, you kind of undo the whole point of any system properly working, and corruption will happen regardless. That's why I kind of like. I understand why a lot of people are anti-authority and they may lean more to our side or to the other side. It's just this issue of scale is always the problem because yet again, like we don't like socialism, we don't like the whole like healthcare thing, all that kind of stuff. But it does work in small countries where everybody's kind of like very similar culturally,
Yeah.
background wise. It works for them because okay, a country that's about like as big as like the state of like Connecticut is all going to be pretty much on the same page on a lot of issues.
Mm.
But then you have the entire continental U.S. where like just where I live alone, like here, I go 20 minutes one distance, and you have literally like the epicenter of like one of the most culturally diverse groups ever, and I go another distance, and they have a bunch of rich assholes who be shot in the street like dogs because they're part of the problem. And somehow we all have to agree on the same fucking shit
So
and work together.
Yeah, Flo's dropping some stuff in the chat. She's saying, it's like not everyone gets stupid about politics, but given the historical context of the modern day in which religion has been discounted by closed-minded scientists. She just added, Weed's a hook. But she's saying a lot of reverence and passion that formerly corresponded to religion is transferred over to politics. Like that's how you get the ironic purchasing of prayer candles to political saints. That becomes unironic. Then politics has become a false idol to our society. Yeah, yes, it is.
The funny thing is too is I'm in a very talkative mood, as you can tell for Amish reasons. I think I was raised Roman Catholic. My parents were like Lutheran for 12
You're
minutes.
Italian, of course. You're raised Catholic.
I'm Italian, so of course I'm Roman Catholic at the end of the day. But
you're telling me Ben's not going to order some Mexican right now. Get some tacos.
King shit.
I was thinking about that, but I'm not sure.
Get a burrito. Grow up.
Al pastor, puto.
Oh.
Al pastor, puto. I'm going to get some Taco Bell tacos here in a couple of minutes.
Oh, right. Doritos Locos Tacos. But I think when people say we're like, oh, we need religion because this, and that. I think religion is important. You kind of should have something.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have that, you got to have something else. So a lot of people gravitate to not the best stuff where they're like, be it because we as people kind of need to have some type of stand for ourselves. We kind of started that way long before we had proper civilization. We had something we believed in that kept things together or gave us hope.
Sky God.
Be it, Allah, Jesus, Buddha, whatever the fuck other people believe. I don't know. And now a lot of people don't have that, and then they put all that kind of energy and effort that our brains have been wired for like probably at least 60,000 years or so.
Yeah.
Into shit that is just not good.
Marvel.
I'm not very religious. I do have like, some jewelry, and I have a tattoo that, is kind of like reference to like certain things that are religious. I wouldn't say I'm agnostic or atheist or anything like that. I'm just not heavily religious because I don't know. But I think if you don't have religion, you got to have something that's good for like important to you. I'm not saying like that whole argument is like, well, if you don't believe in God, then like you're gonna have no morals and you're gonna have like raping and killing people kind of shit. That shit is retarded.
Yeah, it is.
Like you don't have to believe in God to not commit like immoral acts. Like there's still a standard as a human being, not just in society, but just as like a moral compass because we are able to think a certain level.
Well, the thing is just the like religion, politics, already like people just need something to have faith in. Like everyone needs something.
You need something to kind of keep you going. It's like actually, there was a book. I can't think of the name of the book, but basically, it was about how in the 1920s, there was a lot of people in the South that when they joined the KKK, it wasn't necessarily just because of obviously being racist. It was because this was during the Depression, and these people had nothing else going on in their lives, and they wanted to feel like they had, a mission, some goal, like something to make themselves feel important. And in their case, it was being a bunch of fucking losers in fucking white rags, being a bunch of fucking fags and douchebags.
Yeah. But
And like it's one of those things.
So I just realized that I didn't have the link public. I just had it unlisted, which I mean probably
Nice.
that's a big deal. But so basically anyone who is subscribed, any of our
Or got
subscribers.
the link on Tumblr or like something like
Oh
that.
no! Any one of our subscribers did not get any notification because it was unlisted.
Oh, good. How much longer can we go on with this? Because
You guys can go on. If Ben wants to take over, he just got to put a sound suppression filter on it.
I mean, we've been going a solid hour.
Yeah, because
I want a little bit longer, Ben, or not?
Oh yeah, there we go. Sorry, No Shay. Yeah, well, yeah, No Shay. That's what I was just saying. It's like I forgot that I didn't. I don't know why it was unlisted because it should have.
Because it wasn't like the regular scheduled.
Maybe. But I
think that might be it.
reused the settings, but yeah, like he just got the notification. They went live. I should just left it fucking unlisted at this point and then made it public later, because we're getting ready to leave in 2 minutes. So that was my
Ben
bad.
wants to stay on with me, and I can't be alone.
Well,
You'll be okay, Yimmer.
Ben's still.
I'm not gonna say it by myself. It's just weird.
Yimmer can't even do it by himself. Wait, no, dude, Ben, did you order food yet?
Not yet. That's what I need to figure out. I'm either ordering or I'm gonna make something. So
Order.
You should
Order
order
burrito
it.
when you get the burrito.
You should.
Once the burrito gets here, then head off.
yeah, okay.
Fair
no,
compromise.
because that might take a while. Because
Yeah, that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
how long does a burrito take? 20 minutes?
Yeah, order the fucking
Get to
burrito.
you.
But here, Ben, go through a little journey with me to your Streamlabs settings. Okay, do a little journey, because I had one thing I asked you of the last episode, and that was to put on your fucking suppression filter thing, right? And what didn't you do? You didn't put on the suppression filter thing. Yeah, that's why I hate you. So if you go to the cog of your fucking audio, you go to filter, and you edit your filters, right? You put on your noise suppression, you put on that fucking RN noise, and you add it, okay? And then you go live and get ready to take this over. And now No Shay's gonna leave, and you guys are gonna do like until you get a burrito.
I always say burrito's better than a taco because if it falls apart,
Yes.
you have a plate, you kind of just fork it and just have a good time. Tacos, they always fall apart.
So
quick.
Ben,
Taco,
Ben, are you ready to take over?
give me a second. I have to update my program.
Ooh, yeah, good stuff. Because I got help.
Ben
Because
enjoyed
my
me
wife
like this,
just texted me. She's like, "Can you be done?" I'm like, "I'm trying." It's past an hour. I know, like a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt. But I'm gonna visit you one day, and we're gonna get crazy. I'm gonna bring some of this shit down with me. I'm gonna bring a good amount.
All right, yeah.
Go halvesies with me. We got a lot.
Yeah, we'll get super wild, dude. Crazy.
All right. So noise suppression. What am I doing? Boom.
Yeah, just the noise suppression on your mic. You're good. Because I would rather just make sure this audio is as clean as can be. Did you add that to your mic? Is it good?
Let me see.
Especially, I think my internet's going bad too. So it should be fine. I mean, you guys are probably going to be along 15 more minutes.
Probably.
Yeah, but I gotta get cutting at least. So we'll see how smooth it transitions. So you guys, thanks for spend the time with me, and I'll talk to you guys later.
I'm still here.
Mad on weed. What an experience.
Me being myself. Pretty much since Christmas, around Christmas time, and then especially around New Year's, just a bender.
Excellent.
After this weekend, I'm just gonna have to not for a while, because I got a new person for allegedly getting my uh, sugar. There we go. No, I was trying to be funny. I can't think of anything clever. Um, and he's very on time, and it's very good quality as far as you can get without like knowing somebody too much, too well. I guess be the word.
Mhm.
And it's just too easy, so I have to like not. But here's the problem: I want to have even more. So like the last time that I do it for a while would be like a really good time, like just kind of like as get out of the system. But I've kind of picked up a little too much, and I don't want to look like I have a problem.
Hmm. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Like it's just awkward because like I picked like because I also I help like like help my friends who are like pussies and like oh man like I'll split something with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's okay, no problem. But then I'm like I'm getting this plus this and then this, and then I've done that like for the last like week or so, and it's just gonna look weird. And I don't want this guy to be like, bro, I'm gonna cut you off type beat. But it's like, well, I don't know anybody else to like ask. So it's gonna be like that awkward situation where it's like, oh, I want to look like a fucking like psychopath. I also don't want to spend that much money. That shit gets expensive very quickly.
Yes, it does. Apologies if I'm a
Especially,
little distracted. I'm trying to order my burrito here.
what are you getting?
There's a little place called near me called Street Tacos by Don. Hold on,
You gotta give me the
Don
actual name.
Joaquin.
It's not.
Don
You're saying
Joaquin.
this like I'm gonna go visit Salt Lake City region.
Yeah, you
And
are.
I would
You're gonna
love. To
come
be
get
fair, I
some
would love
fucking.
to. I mean, that is a place I always kind of wanted to visit because I was always curious about like Mormonism, and plus, it kind of like I always wanted to kind of like go to like the deserts and shit because, well,
The
you live
deserts
in New
are
York.
very nice. They're
They're
very
very nice,
beautiful.
and I want the heat. I want to get a good tan going
Mm.
because I want to get some
So
extra
you can
color
look
in
Puerto
here.
Rican.
Well, yeah, because also when I went to Puerto Rico, I got like a really intense tan line. Even though I kind of hate going to like tropical island kind of places, it's just not my thing. It's just for some reason, something about going to tropical places, I just don't care. It's just not my environment. It's the weirdest thing. Like, sure, if I went to like Spain and they had beaches there and it's still tropical weather, or like Sicily, like it's technically the same, but not.
Mm.
I'm just not a beach guy to begin with. I think is my problem. I live in New York and the beach is usually pretty close to some extent, or some
I
type of
mean,
waterfront something.
so the lakes in New York, the beaches there are usually pretty great, but like New
Mm.
York's oceanfront beaches are not the best. Like the ones in
No,
Long
even
Island are
even the
okay,
even
but
even the
like
Hamptons is still pretty rough over there. Like just by
yeah.
quality, but like the best waves and shit like for surfing like there's nothing really in that region. Um, Supposedly Puerto Rico is like some of the best like surfing like locations outside of like Hawaii and shit.
Yimmer, will you excuse me for 2 minutes? I need to use the little boy's room.
Sure.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I wonder if anybody would be kind enough to ask some questions or make some statements in the chat down here. If so, that'd be great because I mean, one man showing it, I could do it, but kind of no subject at the moment. Unless I have ranting like a psychopath and getting a nosebleed and destroying my nostrils for a little bit. Not that they weren't already bad. Uh, ooh. Well, let's just close down everything. Two people are watching. Well, to the two people who are watching, if you want to make a nice little statement of some kind, any questions, anything like that, now would be the time. Hope you guys also enjoyed the high episode, so to speak. Um, Matt did not get high enough. I was hoping to really like just get really fucked up and pass out.
and Ben smokes weed a lot as it is, so it doesn't really count as much. Ain't that right, Ben?
Absolutely. Or maybe not. I don't know. It depends what
I
we're
I
talking
was I
about.
was saying like Matt getting high isn't like too exciting. Well, I mean, I say you getting high isn't too exciting because you kind of already kind of smoke a lot or more often than Ben does. I mean, you're Ben than Matt does.
I am Ben.
I know I switched it up for some reason, but I was saying Matt doesn't really smoke, or if he does, not very often,
Hmm.
or like really almost ever. I think he smokes like every few months. You
Well,
seem to
he's
smoke
he's
like a
he's
couple
a
times a
dad.
week,
Like it's
maybe.
difficult to do that when you have kids.
Well, you say that, but I've known parents that smoke with their kids and shit, like, which
Yeah,
I could never be that dad because I'm just not a stoner. I just think that's like when they're old enough and like it's different, I guess, like a cigar smoking type beat. But I'm not a stoner. I'm not much for downers outside of booze.
that's
Because
fair.
why do I want to? Which you're more of a downers guy, right? I mean, weed is a downer slash hallucinogenic, and your drink, but you're not an uppers guy.
I'm not really an uppers guy now.
Because at least for me with downers, I just never much cared for them because I'm pretty relaxed and chilled out, pretty neutral most of the time, anyhow. I mean,
Hmm.
outside of like being a psychopath on Tumblr, which doesn't really count.
Hmm.
But like,
Somebody's got to do it.
yeah, of course. But like, I already am pretty chilled out, so like, why would I want to smoke and to just like be comatose on a couch? Like, I have a pretty shitty tolerance nowadays. I mean, back in the day, I still actually am pretty good with this one guy who owns a glass shop, and this guy's like fucking multi-millionaire genius, but you never know it because he's just so fucking like just cheech and chonged out.
Hmm.
So I always had like resources to get like some of like the best weed before it was like legal and like great wax and like fucking 10 foot bongs made out of like rare like California shit like from before a raid happened in the 90s where it's like worth like thousands of dollars, like crazy collector shit, all that kind of stuff. And I just never cared for it. I just I smoke this and I feel chilled and I want to like relax and eat food. Like, do you see me? Do you think food is a problem? Do I want to eat more? What? But booze is different because it's a downer, but like you still get energetic. I guess with weed, depending on the strain, you can still kind of, but it's not the same.
Mm.
And now every time I hit a pen, I'm literally comatose in a bed. Like I like if someone gives me a pen and I'm like doing anything outside being my room, I'm going home because I'm gonna be unconscious. Like forget chloroform. Someone just gives me a pen in a public place. I'm going.
I feel that. Damn, this is coming quick.
Quick.
Uh, it's already picked up.
But they made a burrito in like 2 minutes, cooked
I
and
guess
everything.
so. I mean, so this is kind of lazy. This place is literally like I could walk there, but
Mm-hmm.
I choose not to because it's cold and I'm inebriated. So
Yeah. I was gonna say because where you are, is it like actually just like deserts minus like on your property where they like put grass and dirt in and they water and all that shit? Like it's like desert
no,
mounds you
it's
ride
like
sand
it's
or
naturally
like
pretty green where I'm at. Like there's a lake not
mm-hmm.
too far from me.
Okay. I was gonna say because like I know with like if you're in a desert region because like again I live near the water in New York so like the temperature is regulated very well near heavy bodies of water but you still are surrounded by a lot of like desert. So I'd imagine it gets cold like there's a lot more extremes because it's very cold and very warm. Isn't
Hmm.
that right? Yo, like
I
here it's gonna go to 19 high tomorrow.
I mean it's yeah. I don't know. Like where I'm at, it does get hot in the summer. It doesn't get that cold in
Mm-hmm.
the winter.
I mean, like at night is what I'm saying.
At night, it depends. Teens sometimes, usually in the 20s. Right now, it is 34. Okay. But it'll drop to 25 tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, because over here, like last few days has been really like back and forth.
Hmm.
Oh my god. Like today, yes, today was the high was like 40 something, and then tomorrow the high is gonna be like 19, and then like at the lowest 12, and with the wind, it's
That
gonna
sounds
feel
like New
like
York.
4. Yeah, it's gonna be awful. I mean, the problem is too is like New York is honestly like no meme like a great state. It really is the city in a few choice parts of like Long Island and like Westchester. You are really near the city is pretty awful,
Hmm.
and they're also the reason for half the problems here. You know what I mean, like, is this? Same thing kind of with like LA to some extent, where it's I mean California. There's a little more far-reaching, where it's like upstate New York, like pretty much once you get like 50 miles or so away from like New York City,
Mm.
New York State's a pretty good time. Minus Albany.
Yeah.
Albany's a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah. Albany's awful. It's beautiful though.
Yeah, until you
Upstate
get like
New
your
York.
hubcaps like stolen.
No, not. I didn't say Albany's beautiful. I said like upstate New York is beautiful.
Yeah,
Not
like
Albany.
when I went to Lake George with the boys, like it was a great time. It was
Ooh,
just great like being there. And I was not sober the entire time.
that's even
It was
better. Did you
great.
go? Did you go on one
My
of the paddle ships or?
we like rented one out. It almost sunk, and I accidentally kicked someone in the face because I thought we were gonna fucking drown. And
Hell
I was
yeah.
really fucking high.
But I meant like you know those big steamships they have. They offer like
Oh no
tours
no
of the
no, we
lake.
didn't go on that, but we did see people. We did see it. I mean, you know like that one part of Lake George that like little old army fort. Like I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
what
Fort
I'm
William
sure.
Henry.
Yeah, that's the area we were at. That's like the
Okay,
area like
cool.
my family used to go to and shit.
They have that one like there's that one like Hawaiian themed like tropical like resort place.
There's
That
yeah, that area is also like pretty. The whole area is a pretty good time.
mm-hmm.
And the people there, they're pretty cool. They kind of like can deal with the tourists. Some of them are very weird. I got
Mm-hmm.
hit on by a 34-year-old like woman who was with a guy who's a clear felon who loved
Hmm.
me, but also like was very worried about me hitting on his wife
Hmm.
or girlfriend, or whatever. He was a line cook, so I kind of knew I was in trouble.
Mm.
Line cooks are always. He's like, yeah, I you know I do barbecue. I make like all this fucking like smoked meats and all this shit. He's like a hardcore
Smoked
Trump guy. I
meats.
was like, oh god, this guy's gonna fucking hang me for my balls. For like his girlfriend, wife, whatever, trying to get. She like literally like ran out of like the parking lot to me. Was like trying to give me her number, and then like her fucking husband boyfriend guy was there, and I was like, yeah, I'll get yours too, bro. This is like I did not want that situation, and I think
Well,
like a
now
couple
you're
of
going to
weeks.
expect it to join them in a threesome. I hope you're aware of this.
Well, here's the thing. I think I talked to her a little bit afterwards, and then like I tried to check up on her because like I didn't get any messages back from her or him, and I found I was blocked on like the messaging and on, like any other apps. I was like, oh, okay, like damn, bro, all right.
Mm. It's a
But
shame.
mainly we started talking to him because he said he hated our favorite hockey team, and then he was just trying to start shit, just kind of like have fun at a bar and all that kind of stuff. It was funny.
Word.
Anyways, fuck the Rangers. If you're a Rangers fan, fuck you. Ben, are you a Rangers fan?
No, I don't really watch
You don't watch
hockey that
hockey, do you?
much. Not really.
Hockey's the only watchable sport for me,
That's
for the
because
most
you're
part.
you.
Well, there's fucking physical violence. It's fast paced.
Yeah.
Because like basketball's fast paced, but it's fucking boring. Baseball's slow.
Baseball is
Football's
boring.
baseball is boring. Football, I don't really care about because these guys are supposedly the pinnacle of health, and you're watching them on the sidelines sucking down like pure oxygen and like drinking as
Yeah.
much fucking electrolytes. It's like I know half these guys are definitely taking meds that are off the books, kind of shit.
They've all got
You know,
concussions they don't
like
talk about.
yeah, it's just like it's a sport I don't care about. It's overhyped, and half the time when you're watching the sport, it's fucking half of its ads nonstop. Like it's more ads than football. So I fucking hate the Super Bowl. It's the dumbest shit
For
ever.
real.
Like it's just ads on ads. Like, oh, you see the funny ad for the football game? It's like imagine like being a sports fan and having to deal with this shit. Like a real sports fan. That's why I like hockey because like yeah, they're ads because they do have to take breaks. You know
But
what?
there's
It's
not
also one
as
of the few
many.
sports. There's not as many, and the thing is too, it's one of the few sports where you actually are allowed to fight each other within reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a sport where like if you both take the gloves off and hit each other a few times, okay, you just go into the penalty box for a couple minutes and call it a day. They can't do that in football. You know how fucking awesome it'd be to see two guys like football players,
Mm-hmm.
220 pounds, peak fucking weight and build, like just peak raw strength. Not like these boxer guys who like, they get like kind of cut and all this kind of fucking stupid shit. Like no, football players like just like a fucking linebacker versus another linebacker. Like just the resources they have for that raw strength and always using it, like just peak. Fighting each other, I would pay to watch that. I would pay for like hundreds of bucks to just watch those two guys just beat the shit out of each other. It'd be like watching It'd be like watching Joe Rogan. We used to do more steroids and didn't get all fucking shitty looking now. See what he looks like now? Like how Joe Rogan looks like nowadays. I don't
He
really
kind
watch
of
his
looks
podcast.
like he
He
kind
looks
of
like someone who's been
looks
abusing steroids too long.
maybe I wouldn't say abusing steroids. He kind of looks like just like meat in like a skin suit. Like he's in
Well, I mean,
good shape,
he
but it's
does
like,
abuse growth like testosterone shit like SARMs
oh, he
and stuff.
does?
Yeah, you didn't hear? You don't know that?
No.
Like he takes like maybe it's not steroids, but it's like either testosterone because he doesn't do like official fighting. I think he like what the stuff he does is like he does boxing training and stuff like that. But he takes I don't want to say it's SARMs because that's the one I'm more familiar with, but some type of like testosterone growth stuff. By the way, what SARMs is basically a steroid that kind of reduces the more the negative effects of steroids. So you're not gonna get like as much kidney or liver damage and not fuck with your nuts as much allegedly. You're
Allegedly.
not gonna have like that testosterone issue where like you get like fucking slappy tits. A lot of people just think steroids, you just take it and that's it. You don't. My friends are. I have a friend who's a bodybuilder, won a competition, so I know all this shit.
Mm.
But if you do take steroids, you actually have to work out on it, because otherwise you just get fat. You just get like fat, weird muscle, and also you get tits, and you may get some other issues, like obviously with your balls, but it's just regular
Your
steroids.
balls will shrivel up.
Which the way to prevent that is you gotta take another cocktail of like you gotta take something for your nuts, so like with the testosterone, because the steroids are gonna make your body think you're producing enough, and then it will shrink the testes. And then if you do take steroids, you're causing damage to a lot of parts of you. And if you take it long enough, my favorite example is if you Google Barry Bonds, from like his beginning career and like when he was leaving, you actually can see his fucking skull got bigger, like his whole like his bones literally increased in size. But then your heart gets the size of a orangutan, you fucking basically will die at a young age terribly. You burn the candle at both ends. So what I'm suggesting is don't take steroids. If you're going to take anything, technically creatine's not bad, but you're
You
better
shouldn't
off
really
with
take
like
that either.
you really shouldn't take it either. I mean, it really depends. Like for instance, my father, he's been weightlifting since like 19, and he's in his late 50s. He's got the testosterone of like an 18-year-old man still. He does a creatine, but he's not one of those guys who has to take it because you can't get addicted to it. It is a thing that's naturally produced in your body,
Hmm.
but you don't want to be a fucking muscle Mary back acne fucking loser like fucking because the steroids is not going to be worth it unless you are in a bodybuilding competition where everybody's using it, or if you're in a movie, I guess.
Mm.
Because otherwise, it's really not worth it. So that's my suggestion to people who are watching this who, for some reason, think might want to take steroids, which is going to be absolutely fucking well. We do have a lot of right wing kind of guys, so that's actually not too far off. From
None of
possibility.
you should be taking steroids.
Don't take
None of you.
unless you're
Don't
going
do
to a
it.
bodybuilding competition. That's
Not
different.
even then. No.
Well, that's here's the thing. You're not going to win because bodybuilding is literally like you don't drink water for a certain amount of days. You like that. It's like I'm not. We're not talking about like the strongman stuff. Where like those like big chunky dudes. Like the like your whole thing is trying to make your body as chiseled like Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff.
like model muscle modeling. Yeah.
Yeah, that's different because the strategies behind that is stuff like where you don't drink water for a certain amount of time and then you like reintroduce carbs later in like right before and like all this other stuff because you get extra vascularity where you dehydrate a certain amount of time and then when you reintroduce the carbs your like skin tightens up or you do what Tom Cruise does and it's probably the only plus Tom Cruise does for not doing this other stupid shit is he just says he just goes into like an ice fucking bath ice cold for like 10 minutes before a scene and it just tightens the skin up.
I believe that.
Which, to be fair, also in his contracts, he puts in that I think since like the Mummy movie, and I think any other movie now after, in his contracts, they have to digitally de-age his face to some extent, or do something to make him look younger. Not that he
Nice.
looks bad, because most actors have skin creams. They take a lot of vitamins, and they have, I'm sure, minor plastic stuff, and then of course they just put on makeup and all this other stuff to make them look younger in general, let alone they already are taking a lot of the stuff that helps prevent aging. Um, like I just never got that. Like most, if you ever notice, a lot of actors they don't look older. It's just like the skin around their eyes. They just look more tired. Is the best way to put it. Like try to take a look at like an actor who's like really like Will Smith is a good example. Oh, then again, black don't crack. Cocoa butter is really what you need.
Even through all that
Um,
stress,
yeah, that poor fucking guy. They gotta stop interviewing that family.
they really
But
do.
um,
Ooh.
yeah, if you notice, a lot of those actors, it's literally like you'll only notice it's just here. The
For
funny
those
shit.
of you who are curious, my burrito is less than 5 minutes away. Very exciting times. Yimmer doing a little antihistamine there.
Yeah,
Yeah, allergies.
yeah. My whole this here has been a little bit annoying because of the extended use, which I'm going to stop after this weekend. Um, because this is stuff you should probably not overdo.
You don't want none of this shit.
No, no. Basically, if you are going to take anything like what I may be, I'm not doing it. Obviously, this is a bit.
Antihistamine.
Taking antihistamine, sugar, whatever you want to say. So I'm doing a bit, obviously, but if you are going to take something like what I'm pretending to do, for example, is one, know your limits, know what you're getting, make sure to test it out very quickly. Little this.
Little dab.
The color is very important. I'm kind of going to the strategy of like what Spain or Portugal does, where they tell you like how to do it safely, so you don't die or OD, or like don't get if you're going to do it, at least get the most out of it, kind of thing. Um, Basically, if you are going to do it, probably don't have your own guy. Get it from a friend or something like that. 'Cause then you don't want to end up spending too much money or something like that. And you know, every few months at most. Don't keep repeating. Do it for only for like big events, or like like oh hey party. I don't know. I'm trying to think of examples that make sense. Like for instance, New Year's, or
Mm.
say your birthday,
Mm.
or say like hey I got a promotion, or it's been half a year. Why not treat yourself? And depending on
Sure.
your tolerance or like your body fat, your build, how your metabolism works, um, know how much you should get because, and also when you're at the end of it, don't try to like parcel out like the littlest amount. Try to just get all that extra shit, put all together, and get as much out of that last bit as possible. Because then you're gonna fucking scramble around for 3 hours trying to find little extra bits to combine all together. Get that part out before, then get the extra shit you already still have, and then call it a day because you'll be having a bad fucking time.
Very true. Very true.
Also,
With that, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, alcohol drinking with it technically creates the toxin. It does make it kind of more enjoyable, but also you will be very much more fucked up, and it can be very dangerous for your health. Yes, it's slightly more fun, but it's not good for you.
So the moral of the story is drink water.
Drink water, um, pomegranate juice. Best
Cranberry
strategy,
juice.
just in general. Anything that can cleanses your body. The best strategy I've been told, especially for hangovers of any kind, when you're about to go to bed, get yourself a gallon of water and a Gatorade, like a nice big bottle of Gatorade. So when
Red
you wake
Gatorade.
up,
Red Gatorade.
people have preferable flavors or Powerade.
No, it
whatever
has
goes
to be
on.
red Gatorade. It has to be
Red
red
Gatorade is,
Gatorade.
to be fair, red is the best one.
Red is the best one. It also is it's mana, so it will restore your HP. Like it's
Of course. Actually, why did you put that shit? Yeah, regardless of whatever hangover it is, your body will thank you. Take a shower the night before. It helps you sweat out some of that shit. Um, you can fall asleep on it. I know I have. Of course, your sleep's going to be really weird. And then try not to move too much or have anything too loud or energetic. Trying to think
ladies
what
and
other
gentlemen, my
things.
burrito has
Oh.
arrived. I am confirming touchdown of burrito on the premise. So I think with that,
All right.
Yimra, you like I said, like we discussed, drink some water and some pomegranate juice.
Get yourself before you do any of that stuff, always have yourself a gallon of water and a Gatorade for the night, the morning after. Drink
Red
water
is
throughout the house,
preferable,
whatever.
but if you want to substitute your own flavor, you can. However, if you refer to them by their actual flavor names and not their colors, you're a cop. So
To be fair, red you can kind of say is a fruit punch. I just call it cherry.
yeah, well,
Or
it's
red.
because cherry.
That one's different because that one's like an actual. It's red. Like okay, it's fruit punch or cherry, whatever. The other one's like grape blast, whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Whatever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have a wonderful Friday evening. Remember, if you're going to drive drunk, do so through a school zone.